Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to Yoga with Jenna. Today, we have a 10-minute practice to target any low back pain you might be feeling right now. So by the end of this video, you should be feeling some sense of relief in any aches or pains you're feeling around your lumbar spine. I would recommend to have at least 1 or 2 blocks today. If you don't have them, no worries. I'll make sure that we give lots of options so that way you are able to practice without the need of any additional props. Let's get started in a seated position. So you can cross your ankles, sit up nice and tall. And so if you are feeling like your knees are really up high, your hips are tight, you might sit up onto a block. I like to keep my pillow nearby so that I have a soft cushion to sit on. So go ahead and find any comfortable seat. Now let's place a hand onto the low belly, a hand up onto your chest, and close the eyes. Let's take 3 breaths together. Breathe in, fill all the way up. And then take a deep sigh out. Relax the muscles around your low back. Nice slow breath in again. Fill up. Subtle lift through the crown of your head. And then again, exhaling to soften the muscles around your low back. One last time. Nice slow breath in. And exhaling, relaxing the low back. Let's begin. Place your hands down onto your thighs, and we'll start with a few seated cat-cows. I like to hold the knees for this. Lift your chest, lift your gaze, take a breath in, and then exhale the chin to the chest and round your spine. And breathe in to a lift of your chest, your chin. Exhale to round. One last time, breathe in and breathe out. And then come back to neutral spine. We'll keep your right hand on your leg. Take your left hand off onto your mat and start to straighten your arm. Try to lock out your right elbow. So feel a little bit like the right shoulder is shrugging up. That's fine. You can even let that happen. And then rotate your chest toward your left knee. Think about dropping your right shoulder towards the knee. It's never going to touch, but that's okay. We're just imagining it in that direction and hinging at the waist, folding towards that side. So the more that you press your right thigh down, we're aiming for a side body stretch, specifically targeting more the posterior part of your back, the low back. Take a big breath in, big breath out. And then we'll slowly come back up, releasing that side. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Place the left hand to your thigh, right hand off your mat. Press until you can lock out the elbow, even if that means your shoulder shrugs up at first. And then rotate your left shoulder towards the right knee and start to round through your upper back. So the more you press and ground through that left leg, the more you'll feel that stretch towards the low back and the left side body. One more deep breath. And then slowly come all the way back out. If you were seated up on something, you can move it out of the way. We'll lean back into your hands, uncross the ankles, set your feet down to the ground, and then drop your two knees over to the left. Drop your right ear over to the right shoulder. And then bring the knees to the center and over to the right, and drop your left ear over to the left shoulder. And just take these little sways side to side a couple of times, releasing out the hips and the low back. And you'll notice when working with the low back, sometimes it's actually the muscles around the hips being really tight that are causing some of that pain. So we'll do some stretches for the hips today as well. About one more time, left and right. And then come back to center. Straighten out your legs and just roll out your ankles for a moment in some circles. You might roll out the neck. And then come out of your hands and we'll Take that right leg in, place the heel and the knee down, and then take your left leg out of the way, coming into a Z-sit position. So a Z-sit, we're making kind of a letter Z, or sometimes we call it 90-90, taking a 90-degree angle in each of your legs. Doesn't matter too much what's happening. Sometimes my left knee in that 90-degree angle kind of hurts my knee, so don't worry about that. You can keep that right leg as close to 90 degrees as possible. Place the hands down in front of your right shin, and you might lower your forearms down onto blocks. If your hips are tight, those blocks have 3 settings, so you can choose the setting that works for you. The more you walk your elbows towards your right foot, the deeper stretch you'll feel. You can move away from your right foot towards the knee for less stretch. If you want to take this to full pigeon pose, you can extend the left leg back. And if that's the case, you might slide that block underneath your right hip and take your second block underneath your head. Into our pigeon pose. Again, targeting the hips in the effort to loosen them and release movement and freedom around the low back. Nice, slow, deep breaths. And although the focus of the practice today is physical, right? We're trying to release pain around the low back. Sometimes our low back pain can really be triggered by stress that we're holding in our minds. So we're also trying to use our breath to quiet the mind, to let go of stress or any ruminating thoughts that might be on your heart today. So use each breath to keep your awareness in this moment. And so all your thoughts are just like clouds passing by in the sky. Got about 3 more breaths here now. You can slowly pick your head up, walk up onto your hands. We'll swing your left leg back around. If you're sitting on a block, move it out of the way. Again, straighten out your legs. Give a little roll out of your ankles or a windshield wiper of your feet and your head side to side. And then we'll start to set this up on our second side. Bring your left leg in, swing your right leg out of the way. And aiming for that 90-degree angle in your left leg. You can take your blocks down in front of your shin, lower to your forearms, either onto the blocks or onto the mat. Walk more towards the knee for less intensity, more towards the foot for more. Or you can shift to the left and extend your right leg back. You might take your block, tuck it underneath your left thigh for this. Your second block can be supporting your forehead on the ground. Into our pigeon pose. Notice if you feel any tensing around your hands or your jaw, and try to relax all the other parts of your body, signaling to your nervous system that you can also soften into the stretch. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths. And Slowly start to walk up onto your hands. Swing your right leg around and straightening out your legs. Give your ankles a roll, your neck a roll. And then, of course, we can't do a low back flow without just a few breaths in child's pose. So let's go ahead, take your legs behind you. Let's get these last few moments here in a child's pose to stretch that muscles around the low back. Settle in. You can either drop your forehead to the mat or take a block, place it under the forehead. And you're welcome to stay here for longer if this feels like a nice relief for you. Otherwise, we'll just take 3 breaths together before we end our practice. So let's take a nice full breath in, feel clarity building in your mind. And then exhale any stagnant energy from your body. And breathing in clarity. Exhaling stagnant energy. One last time. Biggest inhale you've had all day. And then exhale, let it go. And if you're feeling real great here, you might just ignore me, stay in child's pose. But we have come to the end of our video today. So let's go ahead, take the hands to the heart if you're ending with me. And thank you so much. Thank yourself for showing up. Now, even just 10 minutes can have a profound effect on our minds and our bodies. So thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the opportunity to feel better on your mat with me. Comment down below as well. What was your favorite posture and how did you feel by the end of this practice? And again, thank you for being a part of the community and dedicating some time and your practice here with me today. Namaste.